Hey y'all, I know it's been a while. I'm Jacqueline Joyce. I'm gonna take my glasses off because I'm not gonna wear my glasses for most of video. Because I really want to talk about stuttering, but I want to talk about stuttering as it pertains to like beauty and womanhood. So I know a lot of you guys might not understand this, but I think that there's actually a lot of things that I'll be talking about that you can relate to also. So stick along, and if it gets a little boring for you, watch another one of my videos because I'm on autoplay, right? You guys put me on autoplay, right? Because I need those views. Let me have the views. So I'm happy to be back. I know it's been a good while. Life has been interesting, and I was actually talking to my therapist not long ago, and she told me that she thinks that I have low self-esteem, which blew my mind. So while we're talking, I'm gonna put on some contour, not contour, this is concealer on my eyelids. I've already put on tinted moisturizer because I don't really wear foundation or tons of makeup anyway. But she told me that she thinks that I have low self-esteem, and I was thinking about this, and I was like, well, that wasn't something that I would think that she would say. Um, Definitely like not something that I expected her to tell me at all. And then I started thinking about it. So my dad and I were talking, and he's who I get my horrible vision from, which is why I wear glasses all the time. But he was thinking, he was like, I'm gonna get LASIK. And I was like, oh, dope, maybe I should too. So guys, I don't wear a lot of eye makeup, and I want to teach myself how to, because I realize that I don't wear a lot of eye makeup because I smudge it by my secondary stutter habits. And one of my secondary stutter habits is blinking and closing my eyes, and every time I go to the bathroom I see all my makeup just like under here, and it's just annoying, and it's just kind of like, why do this anyway? But right now I'm putting a little concealer on my eyelids because, as you guys can see, my eyelids are a little bit darker than the rest of the skin on my face. I've always had like dark under eyes and dark eyelids, so I'm just trying to like make sure they're all the same color. And I just want to preface this by saying I will probably be using the wrong brushes and the wrong everything, so if you want to school me on my makeup, please do, because I need some help, because I don't be knowing. I don't know. However, my dad was talking about LASIK, and he was like, we should both get it. And I was like, me get LASIK? And the only reason that I felt so weird about that, because I hide behind my glasses. I feel like my secondary habits aren't as noticeable because I have something like shielding my face. That's not the only reason, but one of the main reasons why I wear glasses is to shield my face. I have this colored rain packet that I got from Essence Fest at a party for Power, the show. And so I'm just going to be using that. The color that I'm using now is called Royal Prerogative, and I've been watching some videos, and so they want you to like start on the outside with the darker colors and then move in. I don't know any of this because I don't do makeup on my eyes. Back to the story about my dad. So, oh, and also apparently my makeup should go like this. Like, you put it where your nose is, and then you kind of like, that's how you know where your makeup should go. I might have already messed that up. Okay. Yeah, so I told him that I don't know if I'm ready, and he was like, why? And I was like, because I stutter. And when you tell people that you make decisions about your life because of how you talk, people, they're like, what? You don't want to do it because you stutter. That's not a reason to not do anything, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I know that it's not necessarily an irrational fear because it comes from the experiences that we have, but like, it's a fear, and like, it's a fear. That's all I can really tell you. So I'm going to put this on the other side as well, the darker color on the outside. This is still a little bit neutral for me, so I'm gonna probably use a darker color. The darker color that I'm gonna use is called Duchess. It's pretty dark actually, so I'm not gonna use too much, but I do want a little bit more color and pigment. And so, you know, like, if I get LASIK, that means my secondaries will be super obvious. People will notice that I stutter more. I think now people just kind of think that, oh, she's thinking, or she can't get her thoughts straight, which, I mean, to be honest, I don't want them to think that either, because I know what I'm saying. More than not, I always am like, no, I know what I'm thinking. I know what ideas I have. I know, you know, like, I'm a fairly smart woman. I just have to. It just takes me a little more time. It just takes me a little more time. I have a question. Do any of you guys wonder about like premature wrinkles because of your secondary habits? Like, I'm lucky that I honestly haven't experienced any of that yet. I haven't had like any major wrinkle lines start or anything like that. But I've really been thinking like, yo, I gotta get my secondary habits straight, because soon enough my face is going to be full of wrinkles from like cringing and stuff and all of that. So I also want to talk to you guys and say that I'm really sorry that I haven't been making content. Like, I've completely fallen off the wagon, and I know you guys know my situation. I take care of my mom. My mom has Alzheimer's. I took care of my grandma and my mom. They both had Alzheimer's, and that was some bullshit. But if there are kids watching this, I'm really sorry, but this is just kind of my adult moment, because adults need their moments also. But it's been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and this experience alone has really taken a lot of the confidence that I once had from me, which has been really frustrating, because prior to it I was doing really well in my career, and I was making leaps and bounds, and I was growing, and this just kind of halted it. And it's just been a really frustrating few years, because life, you know, that's just life, I guess. So I'm putting a little bit of darker color on the ends called Dethrone. I guess I should show you guys the palette. Dethrone is that one. Me trying to be a beauty guru. And so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to couple up this whole conversation with, I'm afraid to get LASIK because I'm afraid to show people that I stutter, and that just seems so illogical, but it's real. You know, like, when I started this channel a few years ago, I really expected to be further along and not be so self-conscious, but I think my self-talk has been so bad lately, you know, and I was so big on making sure that you talk nice to yourself, making sure that you're not downing yourself all the time, because there are people in the world who would do that for you 24/7, which is still so true. And when I was taking care of my grandmother, she was so mean, and she would just call me names every day, and she would fight every day. And after 2 years of that, it really takes a toll on your mental and I feel like all of the work that I put into myself just went out the door, you know? And, you know, people who don't do this don't get it. They don't understand the emotional and mental strain. I'm crying, y'all. They don't understand the makeup's going into my eyes and it burns. But they don't understand the emotional and mental strain that comes with taking care of someone. And so they're just like, they're sick. They don't mean it, you know, blah, blah, blah. But when you hear it every day, all the time, like, slowly kills your soul. That's really the only way I can explain it. Like, I just felt like my soul was just being stepped on every day, and all the hard work that I had put into myself had just been null and void now, you know, which sucks. I'm not sure how this eye is looking. Hopefully you guys can tell me. If you guys have any tips on what I can do to make my makeup better, please let me know, because I am definitely not a makeup person, and I'm just really trying to make myself feel better. You know how, like, when you put makeup on and you feel like shit, it just helps when you make yourself look a little prettier. Hey y'all, so my video went out a bit, and so what I was talking about here is how I was really excited about how the stuttering community has really grown online, because when I made my first video, there were like no YouTubers at all who stuttered and who talked about stuttering, and so I was just so excited that we're here. And there were no YouTubers that stuttered, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm about to be the first. I'm about to be the first. And it's so great seeing that there's so many more, you know, like building a community is so important. And even though I haven't been able to be as consistent as I would have liked to, because life, I'm happy that there are people out there who are there for the cause. You feel me? So I'm gonna stop there. As you guys know, you guys probably don't know this, I haven't said it yet, but I don't really wear like black liner anymore because of the smudgy and all of that. And so I'm really just gonna put on a gold one, which I don't think I've even worn a gold liner ever either, but I want to see what it's gonna look like with this. So it'll either blend in with everything I put on my eye already, I have to be honest, I really want like a black liner. I like the way black liner looks. Maybe I gotta build my confidence up to wearing black liner and not care if it smudges, or just like be like, oh, well, it smudges, let me just wipe this off and reapply. But who wants to reapply their whole, their makeup all night? Is that what women do? Am I just being really like, I don't want to apply my makeup every night? Maybe women do that, and I'm just being a spoiled brat over here. Definitely a possibility. Definite possibility. I don't even know if you can see that. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of an eyebrow. I'm just kind of gonna like define it and go with my day. Nothing like super special. I just kind of take like a black powder and I just make it a little bit more, bring my mirror closer. I just make it a little bit more defined. I do need to get them done, so please don't judge me. I am just trying to have a conversation with my stutter friends. So, what kind of content do you guys want? I was considering writing like sketches about circumstances that have happened that pertain to me with my speech. I was thinking about writing short films, but short films are like, making short films is expensive and it's just a lot of work. So I really would like for you guys to let me know the kind of content that you're interested in, because I really want to be more consistent. I have the time now that I'm not taking care of my grandmother anymore, just my mom, and so I have the time. And as much work as it is, creating content genuinely makes me happy. I enjoy replying to your comments, and I enjoy seeing the views, you know, and I enjoy all of that sort of stuff. So please, y'all, let me know what you want, and I will happily oblige. I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with me all this time. I really do appreciate it. Let's put my glasses on and see what's going on. Not horrible, right? Not horrible. I'm not mad at it. All right. Thank you, Stutter Loves. I appreciate you. Stutter beautifully, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Oh yeah, also like subscribe and like follow and do all that stuff, because that's what keeps me here also. All right, bye.